Okay, we're back, and I think this is going to be the final screencast for this week, which again is in instead of the class time that we would be meeting on Wednesday, since it's July 4th. It's a holiday. Everybody's going to be out barbecuing, celebrating our independence from Great Britain, whatever that was, 242 years ago. Um, Hope you're having a good time. I hope I'm having a good time. Blowing up things and being with friends and stuff. Anyway, so this is kind of a bonus screencast. So I'm just going to preface this with the following. I don't think there's much of anything here that will be required for the course. We're going to dive into a couple of advanced concepts in terms of continuous integration, in terms of doing things like deploying a Maven site off to a GitHub page. Uh, this is stuff that I think is valuable for you to learn. This is stuff that you probably aren't going to see other places. But will it be required? No. Will it be on the exam? No. Will it be on your projects? No. It might help you better understand some stuff, but it's not required. So if you're thinking about how to best use your time, and you're making a trade-off between working on your homework, maybe learning about something else in Java, viewing a lecture, feel free to use it otherwise. But I think this is neat stuff, and I think it's useful, and I think this is sort of going beyond what's required. But these are the things that I think are what advanced programming is all about. Is about understanding these tools for good software engineering, like continuous integration, like leveraging GitHub to its full extent. So I'm just going to dive into this. You're going to see me writing a bunch of code and doing some interesting things. So let's get started here. So in the screencast up to now, and actually I guess last week in class, you saw me use the Maven archetypes for creating various different Maven projects. And as you recall, the first thing that I did was I created a GitHub repository for all of the code that I'm going to be writing during class. And I put that all here in a Portland State, I'm just going to, let's see here, Portland State Java 2018 repository. Oops, Portland Summer 2018. Summer 2018 repository. Oh, and I'm not logged in right now. That's weird. And is that the right password? There we go. Good deal. Okay. So we created 3 projects. Each of them had their own. They were in their own directory. They're all created from the same archetype, or rather from different archetypes: the cones, the phone bill, and the student. The first thing I'm going to do is, so I had 3 different Maven projects. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to create something called a parent POM, so that it really puts it makes these 3 projects sort of sub-projects or sub-modules, as they're called in Maven, of a common parent one. So I want one project which is like, here's all the code that I write, even if it comes from different archetypes, even if there's different sub-projects. I want all of that in one project so I can build it all in one fell swoop. And we'll see how that enables continuous integration here in a little bit. So the way I do that is here at this level in my my clone, my checkout of the source code, I've added sort of off screen a Pom Xml, which doesn't specify a project to be built, but rather sort of is the parent project here. And I'll go into more detail about this in IntelliJ, where it's easy to read. But the important thing here is that this pom.xml defines 3 submodules: phone bill, student, and cones. And so then those modules, those subprojects become those projects become subprojects of this parent project. And now, if I open up in IntelliJ, if I open the now parent git Actually, no, I want my PSU get. Where's my PSU directory? There it is. If I open up this guy right here, I think, and I haven't tried this out, so there might be some bugs and some weird stuff. It's reading it, it's resolving dependencies. Haha! Okay, so now it says this is a project for Portland State Java, and it's got these guys as subprojects. That's cool and that's good. So now, if I open up my pom.xml here, I can take another look at it, get it a little bit bigger. So, like for instance, I think there's important things. So the parent of this project is actually the CS410J, which is sort of the Uber project for the course, regardless of which term it is. So this one for summer 2018 has that as parent. It's got a version of summer 2018. It's interesting to note that the packaging here, it doesn't create a jar file, it creates a POM file, so it's a POM package, POM project. Some interesting information like the inception year, who does it, where the issues are managed. And here again, I mentioned this before, but like all this is here in the POM, and we'll see how to generate a Maven site from all of this stuff. The license and information about me, the developer, etc., etc. And we'll come back to some of that other stuff later. But what this allows me to do is the following. So now I can, oh, wait, do I want to add that? No. No. Oh, really? How come it doesn't get my .idea? Wait a second. Get status. Yeah, that's super annoying. So, .get ignore. Oops. No, stop. Okay. Lordy. .get ignore. And we want the top level one. Yeah, we don't. Oh, because it's this. What if we did that? And now does it refresh? Yay, it ignores all that stuff now. Okay. So I'll do that. And I should probably... So I want to ignore IntelliJ files at the top level and below. And commit that off to GitHub. So, where was I? There we go. Now that I have this pom.xml file here, I can run Maven commands at the top level here. So I can do Maven Clean, and that will clean all of the code. So this, I don't know why it's called Reactor, but this is basically saying, look, I'm cleaning this top level project and all of these child projects. And now I can treat this as one big project. So now I can do Maven verify for everything. Oops. Looks like something's failing. The project 1 integration test is failing. Oh, right, integration tests. I forgot to tell you about that. I will come back and do that. I guess there will be a part. This will not be part 3. This will be part 4. Okay, I need to go. Tell you about that, but I will do that later. Let me see if I can just fix this real quick. Project 1 IT from the phone bill. Why doesn't it? What doesn't it like? Probably like blows up someplace. Oh, calls get caller. Oh, look at that. Yeah, stuff just isn't working yet. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna we added this code here in before loop. Is that what it's complaining about? Yeah. We add that call there. That calls toString, which calls get caller, which isn't implemented yet. Do I want to? Yeah. You know what? Let's just implement a dummy get caller. Say return. Ugh. Now let's try that. Oops. Get start time. String. Bother. And I'm sure end time will have the same problem. Return end time. Oops, send time. Okay, now that's happy. Now let's try this again. Maven verify. Nope, still failures. Phone call test. Phone call test. Get callee. What doesn't it like? Oh, that was the wrong. Wait, which one is it? Oh, it's this one. Let's run that. We'll run all the tests. Actually, wait, what am I doing that for? Red, green, refactor. Come on, dudes. Right now, Uncle Bob is crying. Yep. Run it again. Control-Shift 10. Yep. Happier. Happy. Maven verify. So it's running the verify for all of the sub-projects. So it's running it for the student, it's running it for the phone bill, and it's running it for the cones. Yay! Okay, that's all happy now. Now back to my pom.xml. Oh, actually, now that I have that, let's just go and commit that. Can I commit from here? I can. Okay. Add a top-level pom.xml so that there is an Uber project for all of the code that we create during class this summer. Hello, push, commit. Oh, interesting. It won't let me push from here. So that was just a commit. I don't think that actually pushed it to GitHub, which is interesting. Nope, it didn't. Okay, so I'll have to push that separately with this. Just say push. Yep, there it was. Push, push, push. Okay. Hello, where are you? Oh, didn't actually do it yet. But yet it can do it. Yeah, that's annoying. I'm in a hurry. Okay. And now if I reload, it's here. Cool. Nice. Okay, well, so now you're probably asking, why did I do that? I did that for a couple of reasons. The first reason is the neighbor's dog's barking. Is that we want to be able to use something called Travis.ci. So Travis CI is a continuous integration server. And the reason that probably everything is so slow is that I'm uploading a video at the same time, so I'm the network's a little slow this morning. So, oh, look at that. Okay, so we learned about Maven, and what Maven allows us to do is to have ourselves an automated build for our software, right? Imagine back in the old days where you had things like your C compiler, and you needed to invoke your C compiler to create your object files, and you invoked your linker and everything, and there were tools like Make that made this a lot easier so that everybody had the same build process. And in Java, and fundamentally, Maven provides that same functionality for Java. When you create your software, though, at the end of the day, you want to be able to make sure that it can be built in sort of a clean room environment, right? I'm running, you see me run Maven here on my machine, but my machine has a certain configuration. It's got the tools installed in certain places. It's got my local Maven repository, which is like, years old and has all sorts of stuff in it. You really want to be able to make sure that your software can be built independently of any sort of local configuration, whether it be local changes to the source code or local configuration changes. And so what Travis does is it provides, let's call it continuous integration, meaning that it does the following. It implements this cycle where the first thing it does is it gets your source code, gets a clean copy of it from your revision control. So in this case, it does a GitHub clone, a clone from GitHub, and then it builds it. And it builds it by running something like Maven Verify, which will go out and, of course, compile all the code, run all the tests, build all the artifacts, run your integration tests, all sorts of good stuff like that. And it does it sort of automatically in the background. And if there's a problem, it will alert you to it. There's a free version available, which is travisci.org. And I've created a whole bunch of repositories, basically build configurations in the past. I'm going to create a new one by adding a new repository, and it's actually really pretty easy to use. Let's see here, legacy service integration. I don't even know what that means. Organizations. So this is just going to be nope. Oh, I'm going to sync my account because actually I probably don't need to do that. It was 13 hours ago. Let's see if I can find my summer 2018. 2018 repository. Oh, I can. And so all you need to do, since it knows, so I have, back up again. My Travis is integrated with my GitHub, and so I've given it permission to do stuff like, see all. Actually, we can see all my public repositories. And so it lets me actually, and let me just clear that filter. So here are all of my public repositories. There are a lot of them. Here's summer 2018. And so all I need to do to enable a Travis build is just click this thing right here. And it starts it. And now if I go back to my main page, let's go back to my main page here. We should see summer 2018. Oh, I keep typing it wrong. Maybe I don't see one yet because of the fog. Okay, no builds for this repository. So this is because of the following. Yes, I have a POM, but I haven't told Travis anything about how that project needs to be built. And it doesn't make very many assumptions. So you need to tell it a little bit of configuration information. As a matter of fact, all of this is right here in the Getting Started docs. Ooh, wow, the network is slow because I'm uploading that video. So let's see here. So what we need to do is we need to create something called a travis.yaml file that tells Travis what to do. Okay. They have also support for different build system, different programming languages like Ruby and stuff like that, like Java, and all of that good stuff. And then even within Java, I think, yeah. Okay, here we go. Pick one from the full list. Where's Java? Okay, great. This is this will tell you all about building Java projects. So it has support for Gradle, Maven, and Ant, so we'll use the Maven. So it also has defaults for which version of Java you're using. And because we're using the latest and greatest Java 10, I don't think that those are the defaults yet. So I'm going to go. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal my Travis XML file or Travel YAML file that I use for all of the projects. Portland State Java. There's a .travis YAML. I'm just going to steal that and put it right here for this summer, and then let's open up IntelliJ. Let's see here, .travis. I might need to resync it because I didn't. Let me just sync it. Great, there's Travis XML. Let's see here. Language is Java, uses Oracle JDK 10, doesn't need sudo, Maven install. Maven install. Maven install. Do I want install? Do I want verify? I think install comes after verify. So that'll run all of the tests and everything. So actually, I think this is good. So I'll now commit this off to. Actually, I'm just going to add to VCS, and so that way I can actually. I'll go to my directory, so it's easier to see. Travis.yaml. I want to commit that. So add a Travis CI configuration file so that we can get automated builds. Commit that. Complaining about my authentication, and yet you're able to authenticate, so I don't get it. Good. Let's go back up here to here. I've now got a Travis.yaml. I'm going to go back to Travis CI here, and oh, lo and behold, it started the build. Now, why did it start the build? Because I told Travis to start monitoring this repository for changes, and when there's a change, run a build. Well, the change that I made was that I added the Travis.yaml, and now it knows how, now Travis knows how to build stuff, and so it is. So it's saying, aha, here, I'm building it. It's got a log down here. We can follow it. We can see what's going on here. Vim, woohoo, what is all this? Okay. What is it doing exactly? Let's find out here. I want to go back up to the top again. So it's doing all sorts of stuff. Here's my understanding of it. It provisions at least a new Docker container, maybe even a new VM, probably just a Docker container by now, in which it builds your project. Here again, I'll follow it. Let's just see what's happening here. Oh, yep. And so it's got really a clean room environment. So one of the things that it's got to do then is download all the dependencies. So this takes a couple of minutes, but this is really what you want. You want to make sure that your code, again, can be built in a clean room environment, can be built without relying on too many things being there already. So this Docker container has a JDK. It has the JDK. It obviously has Maven, and so it allows you to. But really, that's about it. And so then it downloads all of the dependencies, all of the plugins, all that good stuff that Maven needs, and so it's sitting here running a Maven build, and so okay, there it is compiling some source code. Of course, downloading more jars, and it'll be able to compile it. Oh, it looks like it was done with that, whatever that was. Now it's doing the install. I think what it does is it does a first pass, just compiling the code and doesn't run the tests. And oh, now it's running the tests. Oh, and sure enough, it's coming across some problems. So not only did it fail, but it probably sent me an email alert. And I think I have email notifications on my desktop turned off. So you can see all the email that comes in while I'm doing these screencasts. But it then emails me saying, "Hey, there was a problem with your build." And sure enough, it ran into the same problems that we had fixed, but forgot to check in. So let's check those changes in now. Those are these. Fix some problems with the phone bill automated tests. Well, actually, yeah. With the phone bill application that were causing the automated tests to fail. Oops. To fail. Push those up to GitHub. And when I push them up to GitHub, nice. When I push them to GitHub, now build number 2 has started. And so this is the power of continuous integration. So here I am, I'm a developer, I'm writing my code. Sure, I've run my unit tests locally and everything like that. But do you see what I did there? I forgot to check in my change to fix those tests, and it caused the integration server to catch that and to fail. And then it also notified me that that things were going wrong. So let's follow along here at home. Oh yeah, look, it's installing okay, it's installing the JDK. That's cool. And so it's running all of that. And this actually provides you a lot of power and a lot of safety, right? Remember when we were talking about unit tests, and the whole idea of automated tests in general is that it gives you a lot of gives you a safety net, so that if you break something, it'll find it, and that helps you go faster and sort of take more risks, knowing that if you've broken something, you'll be able to find it really quickly and give you really rapid feedback on the changes that you're making. And continuous integration provides that provides sort of like I think of it as sort of an independent third party. So it's not it's yes, it's consuming your changes, but it doesn't have a vested interest in your in what changes that you're making. It just sits there and makes sure that you are that all of your tests still run, and will tell you if you've broken something. So then I think that's a very helpful thing to have if you as you're working on code, because it makes sure again that all of your code can run, all of your tests can run in a clean room environment. And as you can see, it's pretty easy to set up, right? You just put one of those .travis.yaml files at the top level of your repository, and everything's all integrated with Travis. Of course, you have to create an account and all that kind of stuff. But it's good stuff. And now it can now it can run everything good, and it was successful. And look, it took a whopping, well, that was 11 seconds, the whole job. Oops, let's go up to the top again. Job is green, build 2 has passed. And now every time I make a change to my repository, this will run automatically. So I'll keep that up. But anyway, so that's continuous integration. Continuous integration is super cool. The next thing I want to show you is building a site for all of this. I showed you site in an earlier screencast, but now I want to deploy that site off to GitHub Pages. So I'm going to run the site here at the top level. I just want to see what it looks like. And so now, when I run the site here at the top level, it'll run things like spot bugs and JavaDoc. I think it'll run it across all of the projects, which will be nice. I'll get JavaDocs then across the entire code base, not just like the student project or not just like the phone bill project. Yeah, it's taking a moment. It's thinking about it. Travis is all nice and happy now. There we go. It did take a while. I wonder why. Yeah, probably had to go look at some links and stuff like that. Oof. Fast forward to this part. Yeah, I wonder if it's downloading some stuff. Here again, it works super slow because I'm uploading stuff, which is weird, right? You think upload would be different from download. So it's creating all of this stuff. Now I'm getting a lot of this configuration for this project because it's inherited from the parent project. Since that is still chugging away, I'll just point that out again. So I mentioned this earlier. So this summer 2018 project inherits from my CS410J. Like this is like the Uber POM for all of the for the entire class. And notice it has modules like the examples and the projects and stuff. This one's been around forever. Anyway, and so then this allows the summer 2018 project to inherit a lot of configuration, and hopefully it's all the right ones to make the the site. This is taking a little longer than I thought it would, but I guess it's not so surprising. I remember, I mean, like to build the site for the for this CS410J for the classes big one. That one takes like close to a half an hour. It just runs a lot of analysis, and this is what this is what it's doing, right? It has to create all the Java docs, it has to do all the spot bugs, all that other kind of stuff for all of those projects, and it takes time. And maybe there's a way I could tune that. Well, this is super dull right here. I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, wow, that's finally done. It said 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Seemed like a lot longer than that. But anyway, okay, so it's done its thing. Oh, and then I'm going to run the site stage so that just everything is, like I said previously, stage just puts all the HTML files in nice places. Oops. Oh, you need a distribution management? Oh, how interesting. Okay. Oh, and the cones. Huh. How interesting. Okay, well let's fix that then. Actually, first though, I wonder if we can. I wonder what this looks like right here. If this is any good. Oops, wrong browser. Really? So it's right here. Open it right there. There we go. Okay, well, let's have some information. So as you can see, this top level site now has modules for all of the submodules. So here now I can, yeah, it doesn't work very well without that Maven site. But here are the project reports. Now I can get the Java doc, and the Java doc has all the package information. So this stuff is from the cones, but then it's also got stuff for the package that I created. It's got phone bill and student all in the same project. I think I got it so that's, yep, linking off to all my other stuff. And so this is cool. We've got one that's working. Let's see if we can figure out why stage didn't work. It said missing distribution management in project Java cones. So distribution management is something that's there in the POM. Distribution management. Oh, there we go. Spell it correctly. Distribution. Huh. It's funny that it's complaining because it should have inherited it from its parent. Oh, right. It should have inherited from its parent, but its parent isn't this project. Let's go fix that. So let's see here. Cones. Its parent. It doesn't have a parent. Well, then we should fix that. The group ID is edu pdxcs410j. So basically, I want to say this is the project for the cones. We want this thing to be its parent. So we just, actually, I'm just going to copy this. So we want this thing to be the parent of the cones. Interestingly enough, for the other projects, for like phone bill, its parent is that thing. Let's not have it be that. Let's have it be this. Oh, I wonder where 2016 showed up. And then also, let's have student. Let's also change that. Let's just see if this makes any difference. So this used to, the archetype created it such that its parent project was like the classes, the CS410J one. Now I want this to be the one just for 2018. It still inherits all that stuff. It just inherits it now as from the grandparent as opposed to the. Now do I have to? I'm not going to remake the site again, or maybe I will, but not right at this moment. I'll see if stage works now. Yay, it's happier. Okay. Now if I go back, Or maybe if I don't. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to close those two. Now if I just open up, actually now if I open the stage, oops, staging, oh yeah, phone bill, what? Oh, interesting. Phone bill and student have a, well, that's weird. Okay. Huh. I wonder if I need to rebuild, I wonder if we need to rebuild the site. We're going to try that, and I'll pause it, and we'll check back in again. Actually, while the site is still building very slowly, there's something that I wanted to tell you about, and that's something called Github Pages. So GitHub, we're probably used to an interface that looks like this. That here again is this website, is this application that you interact with over your Git repository that's hosted there on GitHub. But GitHub also allows you to that will also serve up your own content under a domain of github.io. And so if you look at my source code, if you look at my API docs, this is hosted at a URL which is davidwhitlock.github.io. And this is actually, do I get? I think I get a. Right, yeah, here it is. Okay, and so what I'm able to do is publish my Maven site to GitHub, and so now it's available on the internet, and I can do so pretty easily. But there are a couple of steps that you need to take. This URL actually is a convention that comes from the repository itself. Right, there is a repository called Portland State Java. Let me just look at that. And this is where all of the courses source code lives, right? And it's under the user David Whitlock. And so then there's a way that you can then have this website be created from that from that repository. And the way you do that is you create a branch called gh_pages. So as you can see, I've got gh pages right here. If I go to that branch, this is all of the stuff that was uploaded 11 days ago. So it's the content, all the HTML and everything, is there in GitHub, but is off on a special branch that's away from the rest of your code. So I've created that for my Portland State Java site. Now I want to create one of those for my summer 2018 site. Right, so there are probably no branches right here. So I want to create a branch, and I want to create it from the very first commit, which I don't know if I can do that through GitHub. I can never remember. So the initial commit is something I created on Wednesday night. This is actually 0 parents, and this is the commit. So what I want to do, that's the commit hash. Now, what's the easiest way for me to create a branch from that? Oh, what if I go to branches? Can I create a branch from here? I know I can do it from the command line, and I know I can do it from IntelliJ, so maybe that's the easiest way to do it. Create or find a branch. So if I say gh pages from master, no, I don't want to do that. I want to create it from this revision, create branch from master. No. Okay, so I guess I'll go back to, how's that doing? That's still going. I'll go back to IntelliJ, and I'll do the following. Oh, I've got some changes here. I should commit these. Yeah, I'm going to commit those first. So I'm going to say, I don't think those have really broken anything, but if they have, we'll fix it. So make the submodule projects children of the recently introduced parent Pom for all code written during summer 2018. Okay, I'll get that so it's nice and clean, so that my local checkout is nice and clean. Commit and push, complain about the obnoxious key, take several moments to push. Oh, I guess I'll import those changes. That's nice. Okay. So now I'm going to look back in my GitHub log. I'm going to go back to initial commit. And can I say checkout from here? Copy revision number, checkout. Oh, new branch. That's what I want. New branch from that dude, which is that initial commit. I want to call it, I don't want to check it out. I want to say GitHub Pages. Actually, maybe I do. Do I want to check it out? I want to check it out and then push it up there. No, let's try this. Do that. So I created a branch there, and now, because now if I go here, I should see, yep, there it is, but it's not in a remote. So I wonder if I just do a push, if that'll push it up there. There's also ways to do this from the command line. That's probably the right way to do it. It says no commits. Push tags. Well, no. I don't want to push tags. I want to push a branch. Okay, so maybe... Oh, I can switch to that. That'll mess everything up if I switch it, because all the source code will go away. We're going to just do it from the command line. So, oh good, that was successful. Get branch, get push from here. Everything's up to date. Oh, how did I do this before? It's been a long time since I've done this, so I don't remember how to do it. Let's see if we can figure it out from the command line real quickly. Get push branch to origin. Checkout -b. Oh, here we go. Get push u origin future branch name. So get push u origin future branch name is GitHub Pages. Give that a try. Okay, that seems good. Am I still on master over here? Okay, that's nice. Let's go back to this guy. Let's refresh. Now, do I have a GitHub Pages? I have GitHub Pages! Yay! And that should have like nothing in it, right? Yeah. It's the license and stuff and the README. That's cool. Okay, so now I've got my site. Can I stage it better? Okay, and now if I open, actually, target staging. Oh, it's interesting. It's only got those. Why doesn't it have an index? Huh. Well, let's see what happens if I try to do. Okay, so now that I've got my GitHub branch. My GH Pages branch, I can deploy my site to those GitHub pages if I add this distribution management thing down here. I think that's what I've got working before, but it was a little tricky to get working the first time. So let's see if it's how it works now. So I say Maven site deploy. So what this is doing, oh, what doesn't it like? The directory blah does not exist or cannot be read. Huh. Oh, I wonder if I need to, okay. I wonder if I need to copy some other stuff from the parent Pom. I was hoping that this site configuration stuff would just be inherited, but maybe not. I'll have a build section. I'll have a plugin management, and then I'll say I want to. I need to have plugins. Delete that. Come on, go down. There. We'll format it real nicely. Format that. Try that. I wonder if that works better now. But I might need to rebuild the site once again. Nope. Did not like it. Okay. I'm going to do a clean and then build again. And I'm going to pause the video. So Maven Clean. That should be fast. And then I'll do the Maven site, and I'll pause it because it takes a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. The Maven site build was successful. I was also able to stage it. It stages it to this kind of funny-looking directory, Portland State Java. Oops. There, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'll show you why right now. So, oh yeah, this configuration ended up not being necessary after all. This needed a good cleaning. So the distribution management. This is a section of the Pom Xml that basically says, hey, when I'm going to deploy an artifact someplace, whether it's a jar file or whether it's a site, where does that go? And so there's a distribution management for artifacts, and there's also a distribution management for site. And so here's what we have here. You just give it a name and an ID, and then most importantly, you give it a URL, which is this URL for essentially a Git API for GitHub. Well, type of Whitlock. And it's this URL here that basically gives us the branch and then a tag. But when Maven then stages the files, it stages it in a directory that corresponds to that. Well, it's a weird URL encoding and stuff. So, but anyway, let's open it up and see what it looks like. Here we go. And hopefully now we can dig into all of this stuff. We've seen that before. Actually, does this doesn't go anyplace interesting, but we'll see how that works. Okay, so and now it's got reports. I think we saw this before. The Java doc, for everybody. That's nice. Now that we've got, so it looks like the reports are created. Now let's try deploying them to GitHub and see what happens. Actually, where was that? It was right here. Okay, so here's the Github Pages site. I think if we try to go to it now, it say what? Oh, no, cool. This is a default page that must be created based on the repository. So improve this page. Oh yeah, and it says go edit the README. Well, that's pretty cool. I've never seen it do that before, but not exactly what I wanted. But nice. Okay, so that's what you get by default when you create a GitHub Pages. Now, if I do a Maven site deploy, it will take the site here from my local machine and then check it in. Essentially, check it in to GitHub directly. This is what it should do. I haven't tried this yet, so we'll see. Oh, it blew up. It says the directory blah does not exist or cannot be read. It most certainly does. Oh, it's not in the target directory? Oh, what's going on? Oh, why isn't this working? Target Portland State Java. Huh. Why doesn't it like that? Pause it. I'll come back if I get it working. Okay, we're back, and I think I got it to work. it was kind of messy. I had to like do a bunch of research and stuff. I tried a couple of things that didn't work, and as a matter of fact, what I ended up going back to is something that I used last year that I thought wasn't supposed to work, but it looks like it has. So maybe there's more for me to investigate there. But anyway, but now when I do when I do a Maven site stage, I changed the URL that I use, and so actually now I kind of like what it does better. So it's target, it does staging now again instead of that weird relative URL thing. And now if I end up open staging.xml, yep, I've got all my stuff there. Now if I do Maven site deploy, again what this does is this will, it's actually pushing stuff up to the GitHub repository that I have up there on GitHub.io. It seems to recognize everything. So it's doing that for like the entire project site that was staged, as well as everything else. So it did it for cones, did it for phone bill. So now if I go back to my GitHub pages here and I refresh it, I now see my I now see my reports. And actually, does all this work? That seems to work. And do I get my Java docs? Yay, I do. So now this is up on GitHub. Does this work at all? No, this one doesn't. No, that's totally bogus. It's totally messed up. But maybe there's a way for me to fix that too. Huh. Anyway, so this is what I wanted to show you. All of this cool stuff, sort of like beyond little bonus stuff, with first of all Travis CI, how we can automatically have our code base run every time we make a change to make sure that everything still works. And then also I wanted to show you how you could. Oh, actually, I should probably show you how I ended up getting it to work. Oh, that's the wrong POM. This is the right POM. I make this one small change. I use a different URL. So instead of that SSH, I just use this GitHub URL right there. Seems to be working. I might play with it a little bit more to see if it actually works. But change the site distribution management URL in order to publish to GitHub Pages. So I just changed the URL there, and that seemed to work. So this is cool. So now, I'm just sort of making this code a little bit more real world. So now we've got an automated build for it, or rather continuous integration that's run whenever there's a change. And then we're also publishing the site, site for the project to GitHub Pages so that everybody can see it. So this screencast ended up being longer than I had expected, but we learned some good stuff along the way. So that's it for right now for this week. Please continue to ask questions on the Google community, and I will see you all in person in a couple weeks. Again, happy Independence Day, and enjoy that. Bye now.